Aloha there. No, hey, I'm Mike here. Been a while since I've made a video. Just watched another video on somebody going to a record store, and it's like, shit, I've been meaning to do that for a while, so here it is. Uh, I like to collect vinyl. These are some things I've bought. I usually don't go out looking for vinyl. All right, don't go out to look for vinyl. I'm going someplace and to go biking or play golf, and it's a new place. It's like I'll just look up record stores and go hit a record store out there, see what I find. Generally, when I'm buying records, I'm not going out looking for anything expensive. I'm usually lower end items, buying a few things on fill out my collection random, not necessarily looking for, and I'll pick out one, two more expensive ones that are a little been on the radar, a little harder to find, or occasionally I'll get lucky and find a little golden vein, which we have later today. Some really good Hawaiian stuff in here for any of you Hawaiian fans out there. It'll be mixed in, not in any particular order on anything here, but let's rumble. So, went out Thousand Oaks biking the other day, and let's start with it here. REO2 TWO. Get it up there, a little reflection on there. REO is my first or second concert. I think it was my second concert. I thought it was my first for a while, but I was just looking up old dates, and it was my second. First album with Kevin Cronin. Decent price on it. This was God, I forget the name of it. I just looked it up. These were from the Record Outlet in Thousand Oaks. Dave Edmunds 7. DE7. He's got the, this just wouldn't be as bad without this. Yeah. Might have to do some of that. Dave Edmunds 7. DE7. I like Dave Edmunds' first track, From Small Things, actually a Bruce Springsteen song. Pretty cool story behind that. That was probably $5 or $7. Don't know the album. I have this on CD, but this completed my Alan Parsons project vinyl collection. Gaudi, not my favorite album of theirs. There's a few tracks on here I really, really like. I got the sleeve in the back here. And a few tracks I really, really don't like on this. So, La Sagrada Familia is really good. Standing on Higher Ground is really good. Inside Looking Out, great ballad. Paseo de Gracia, good. Other tracks I don't like as much. I'm not going to crack on bad tracks on that one right away. Hopefully I'll get better. I mentioned first concert, REO was touring this album when I saw him. Summer of 1980, Alpine Valley in Wisconsin. I used to have this album. I don't know what happened to it. Moved around so much out to Hawaii, East Coast, Hawaii, California. This is the nice one I got up at the Record Outlet. It's an old British pressing. I looked it up. It's got the Supertramp, one of the best concerts I ever saw. L299. It's like, hey, that's British, man. And sure enough, British pressing, which is kind of interesting. I hear all these people talk about pressings and never know really what it is. You got to buy multiple copies and listen to them. Blue Oyster Cult here. Some Enchanted Evening. I'm sorry. This is On Your Feet or On Your Knees. Some Enchanted Evening is another VOC live album. But I got these online. I got this batch now is online. Discogs purchase. The one, and I saw this was $10. I think maybe less, $7. I don't know, haven't listened to that one yet. This is the album I saw that I wanted first Hawaiian album here tonight. Sunday Manoa. 3 is their third album, I believe. Peter Moon and the Brothers Cazimero. Like the Peter Moon band stuff a lot. Into the Sunday Manoa too. But that's classic Hawaiian. That's a great album. This one I don't know, but she sounds like an interesting singer. I know the name. I don't know much about her. I'm sure I'm going to find out some more. My Hawaiian Country, Melveen Leed, I think it is. So there's some traditional Hawaiian on here. I looked something up online when I bought this about who she was, and I was like, okay, it's legit Hawaiian. I can't remember why though. And I've been looking for this album for a while. I saw this and I had to buy it. I wanted this one. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, 9 Tonight, their second live album. I like a lot of the tracks on here better than the ones on the first album. Not everybody agrees with me on that, but I think this is, to me, this is as good or better than the first one. I love the title track, 9 Tonight. On there, that was always a big one. And that's my first batch here. I gotta go pull up some other albums from the selection, because I've been forgetting to make this video, so I got my Discogs up here. Gonna go pull them up quick. Okay, I'm back here. Right before Christmas, I went to a great record store, Deadly Wax, here in Southern California. Granada Hills? Is that where it's at? I'm thinking. Can't recall right offhand. Is it under sticker? Nope, thought I had a sticker for them. I guess I don't. I'll look it up when I go back and put these records back in a minute. Can always find great albums by Jackson Browne fairly cheap in record stores. I gotta start pulling these out. This takes too long. Late for the Sky. $5, I think that was an automatic. This is the one I paid for this day. This is, whoa, why is it all blurry? There we go, that's better. I'm going to show you this record cover. I bought this one for this record. This is like $20 or something like that at the time. That's one of my all-time favorite record covers. I love this Blue Oyster Cult, Cultosaurus erectus. I pulled this out too far. Now I gotta get it back in before I put it down, and blah, 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 blah. I have to be wasting time on a video for this. Digital value. Let's get this back in here. This one's a little tighter. There we go. But I do love that album cover. Love the album too. It's a rock and Blue Oyster Cult album. Underrated. Dig a lot of Hot Tuna. I didn't dig this album as much as the couple other ones I had. I really like a couple of the other Hot Tunas I have on there. This album was great. I forgot how much I like this. Sparkle in the Rain, Simple Minds. Great band. That album's, I remember why I was so into them. I got a couple other vinyls. This album was given to me by my friend Jason. Thank you, Jason. Mike and the Mechanics. I double bought an album I'll mention in a little bit, and I gave it to Mike, and he saw to Jason. He saw this shopping and returned the favor. Good solid album. Mike Rutherford of Genesis. Paul Carrack. This is a good one. Johnny Winter and. I don't really know the joke on the and, band, something like that. Johnny Winter and some other people, I think it is. But good live album. He's a lot of fun. I like live albums. Johnny Winter was a pretty easy pick. I mentioned you can find Jackson Browne. I think this was like $3 or $4. Doesn't sound too bad. I remember it being a little less expensive. I've always liked this album. I have it on CD. I think I saw him on that tour. That's part of it. Now, I got this gift certificate up to Deadly Wax, $50. And a Secret Santa thing. And So I go in the store, and these are the albums I bought. I just went through over here. You know, one expensive ones, one moderate, other ones just cheap opportunistic finds of stuff I like. And right as I'm about to go, oh, check the Hawaiian music, and boy, did I get lucky on this day. I nailed it on the Hawaiian stuff. So one of the absolute favorites I got, the Peter Moon Band. I love this band. I like their mix of styles and all the things they take, but you know, from traditional Hawaiian to some really nice swing music, and mix it up in there. Some great musicians in the band. Oh, I love Peter Moon Band. This is so much. This was the first one I saw, and it got my heart to pumping. And then, what else did I get here? I should be saying these album names. I hate that in videos when I'm listening to videos and not watching them, not knowing what they're doing. So Peter Moon was Cane Fire. Killer album there. Jackson Browne, Lives in the Balance. The Johnny Winter and Mike and the Mechanics I mentioned earlier. I don't know if that's which album that is. Looks like it's just called Mike and the Mechanics. Simple Minds with Sparkle in the Rain. I think I had that one. God, that's a good album. Blue Oyster Cult, Culturesaurus Erectus, Hot Tuna. I can't even say that name. Hopkov, whatever. Jackson Browne, Light for the Sky. Another Peter Moon Band. Malie. I can't say the name, but I love the music on here. So good. Back cover, I haven't been showing those Hawaiian guys, but oh, that's a good album. They tend to do a cover now and then. They do that Bread song, If, on this one. Nice version of it. Hui Ohana, Led and Ned Ka'apana, and shoot, I'm forgetting the other guy's name. They're another nice falsetto singer. Led Ka'apana, one of the true joys of Hawaiian music. Nice guy. I think he might even know my name. Olomana here. George Santos Band. I think Robert Beaumont is the other guy in here. Yeah. I like their stuff. But man, I couldn't believe finding all this good Hawaiian slack key related music. Gabby Pahinui Hawaiian Band. Rai Cooder playing on this. Gabby Pahinui, Ed Isaacs, Blah Pahinui, Cyril Pahinui. Those are Gabby's sons. Sonny Chillingworth, Manuel Kupahu, Randy Lorenzo, Rai Cooder. But a lot of great Hawaiian names on that. Good album. I also have that on CD, but I couldn't resist it. This is the album that I bought twice. Cazimero Brothers in concert. They're part of the Sunday Manoa. Nice album there. With Peter Moon, who I mentioned early, and I hadn't mentioned the Sunday Manoa. But that's the album I bought twice and gave to my friend, and he gave me the Mike and the Mechanics. Thanks again, Jason. Oops, two of them here. Another Cazimero Brothers album. Proud Family. Oops, still in shrink wrap. I couldn't believe these sounded so good. Actually, they weren't all perfect. I was surprised how good a shape they were in. Didn't look like they'd been played, but they were kind of noisy albums. I don't think they were cared for very well. So even after the ultrasonic cleaner. Cazimero Brothers again, Volume 2, obviously their second album on there. Some great talk story on their live album. And here is one of the true finds. I didn't even know that. Sons of Hawaii, Can you believe that shit? Dennis Kamakahi. Who else is on this one? I don't have time to read it. Eddie Kamei, probably. Yeah, Eddie Kamei, Joe Marshall, Feet Rogers. Classic lineup. One of several classic lineups. But not just one. Sons of Hawaii. Two Sons of Hawaii. Ho'omau. There, those classic Hawaiian style shirts. This one a little looser yet. And it's still in its shrink wrap. That's why these are so tight and hard to get on. I couldn't believe that. It didn't sound bad. The sound quality was good, but they're just kind of noisy. A lot of background. Whoever played them didn't play them that often. I don't think they cleaned them before. It wasn't an extremely dirty album when I got it. These are also tight going on and off. It was just, noisy between the tracks. And this is another one that's got shrink wrap on it too. Another Sons of Hawaii. Eddie Kamei presents Sons of Hawaii. Little bigger version of the band there. But again, they got the checkered shirts on. But great stuff. Great stuff. And then after seeing that on and getting some of those, this happens a lot. I buy some albums, I want to buy some others. It thinks it's something I got to get. Let me just pull over here. I actually ordered like 6 albums. Got 3 of them sent. This online order did not make me happy. Guy hadn't been taking care of his inventory, but Procol Harum. This has Robin Trower in the band. Still, I haven't heard any Robin Trower. It was nice to hear Robin Trower and Procol Harum. All I really knew was I got a couple Procol Harum albums. One of them's a bad album. It's not like an official release. It's weird. There's some story behind it. But this is what I went on. I went looking for this. I was like digging that Peter Moon's band stuff so much. You had to get another Peter Moon album. Harbor Lights. He's got a few more albums out. I didn't know these early ones seem like they're the best rated ones on there. But Peter Moon's a blast. So much fun. And then I've always loved this album. This is a CD I've had. Robbie Robertson on there. Self-titled Debate. My Wisconsin boys are on here. The Bodines. Produced by Daniel Lanois, who I like quite a bit. Got to meet and talk to him once in Northampton, Massachusetts. Oh, there's another album there I didn't get. I gotta go tell you about that. Another pause coming. One last record here. This was on one of the other ones I got at Deadly Wax. Oh, I forgot to look up where they're at. Camper Van Beethoven on here. Independent release, rough trade. I spent a little more on this one. I can't remember exactly what. Went over the $50, of course, that I was given there. Went way over with the Hawaiian records. Those weren't they weren't $15 for several of them. 20, 25 in there. But rare stuff, I was thrilled to get those. I think that's it. We've had about 19, 20 minutes on here. That's enough of me yapping. I enjoyed talking about the albums. You got any comments, anything you like, let me know. I got to do another video of some other albums I've got since the last ones I've come on here. I see some other stuff, good stuff coming up on Discogs on here that I've got recently. Though I don't remember as much where I got those. But we'll go through some of that at some point. For whatever reason you're watching, thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. See you out here again soon.